Hello, I'm Marky Dragon, and today we're going to talk about a question that David has. David sent me this message on YouTube about his WoW guild. Basically, he says that his WoW account got hacked. Okay, we've heard that story before. Then he says he's on with the GM, and they get him access to his account again and everything, and then he says just a couple minutes later, his account gets hacked again. So, my first thought is, okay, you've got a keylogger or something that's immediately sending this over. And so he says he's talking with the GM still, and then his account gets hacked again. And so they do this a couple of times. So finally the GM locks his account, and he does a little bit more investigation, and he finds out that one of his friends has hacked his email account. And he realizes this when he sees an email that came in for the password recovery, knowing the secret answers and questions. So what this leads me to is, what he says he's going to do is he says he's going to beat the crap out of his friend. You don't want to be in jail in real life. So maybe find a better way. Anyway, he says that he sees that someone had recovered his password. And then he sees that someone had recovered his RuneScape password as well and hacked that as well. So what he found out is that it was a friend of his. And so what this tells me is that basically your account security is only as secure as your backup you have of how you administer your account. What I mean by that is that if you are, your email account has to be secure as well. And your friend or former friend knew your login and password. So, moral of the story is, it's not rude when you have friends over to cover up information while you're typing it. When I'm at an ATM, okay, so here's my ATM. I'm going to type in the numbers. I hold my hand over my other hand, and I do that while I type in the numbers, whether I'm at a cash register or I'm at an ATM or whatever, because, the guy standing in line behind me could mug me, take my card, remember the digits that I punched in, and then he can go and take as much as he can in one day out of my account. I'm a big guy, so I'm not very likely to be mugged, but you know what I mean. The other thing is that on ATM machines, you've seen where, I'm sure you've heard in the news about how they have, they put these little extra card readers over the card insert slot, and so it reads it as it goes in, and they'll have a van parked across the street taking video to where they got close up on the keypad. And so what they do is they do some timestamps, and they record the card as it goes in on this little device, and then since they have the video seeing which numbers you push in, they've got everything they need to make another ATM card, and basically take as much money out of your account as they can until you notice it. So I even cover it up when I'm not, when there's no one else around. So basically, account security includes email security. So email is one of the primary forms of communication with all of the game companies, and if a person knows the information, like your friend, he obviously guessed your secret question and answer. So, if one of the questions is, what's your mom's maiden name, and your friend, knows what your mom's maiden name is, which they may very well, then not a very good question. So try and be more abstract with your secret questions and answers, don't use the same passwords on your email account that you use on your WoW account, that you use on your RuneScape account. All of that, which is very common, is a big problem. So let me tell you one other thing. We found that when we upgraded the markydragon.com forums, that we have 135,000 members. We did a scan of people who used the same login name and password to where they were exactly the same. We came up with 834 people out of this 135,000 that their login name was exactly the same as their password. I couldn't believe that. I was like, idiots. You know, it's no wonder people were getting their accounts hacked on our site. And we have since locked all of those accounts. And now they all have to do a password retrieval. And when they set a new password, it will not allow them to do something stupid like that, like our previous forums did. But don't be an idiot. You know, if you need to, use something like RoboForm. RoboForm is a great little application. Yes, it does cost money. It costs less than a game. I think it's about $30. I'll put a link to it in the description here. It's a program that I use, and RoboForm allows you to, when you put stuff into a web page, it will record it, and then the next time you come to a web page, it will allow you to hit one button to submit it again. It has like one master password, which you make sure is very complex and one that you can remember all the time. That master password then turns around and allows you to enter in all of your other passwords. Most games will accept like 12 character passwords. I always try for 20. A lot of them will accept 20. And, you know, it may sound really crazy that you would use 20 characters in your password and have them be really abstract stuff, but that's how I don't get hacked. Nobody guesses my passwords. There's no way. You know, I've got an enormous number of characters in there. I use characters, symbols, spaces if it's allowed. Some systems won't allow spaces, but others do. And it makes it very complex, and no one's going to hack me. So, and I don't have to remember each one of those. So I use the application. If I'm on a web page, it allows me to just push a button and it'll fill it in for me. If I am playing a game and this application won't, you can't press a button and have it just insert your information into the game, because each game is unique, and the program is not that complex. But it works great with all web browsers. It works with Internet Explorer. It works, which I don't recommend using Internet Explorer. That's the most unsafe browser out there. Works with Firefox, which is a great browser. It has some issues, and then Chrome. It now works with Chrome as well. And Chrome is way secure. I haven't not had any issues yet, and it's way fast too. So the moral of the story here is that invest in a password application and use it. When I play the games, I just look up the game in my application. I copy and the long password out, and then I just paste it in. In most cases, when you're in a password screen, like in WoW, you can hit Control-V, and that will paste whatever's in your clipboard into that field, and so you don't have to type it. So that's my tip of the day. And hopefully that does you well. And I will put a link in the description of this video. And for disclosure purposes, yes, I do have an affiliate account with them. So yes, you will be supporting the Marky Dragon Fund by $1 or $2 if you buy it. And that is actually part of what pays for all these videos. So if you like the videos and you need the program, use the link right down there. And that'll give us a couple bucks to support all of this stuff we do. Anyway, I'm Marky Dragon. I hope that takes care of your problems. And David, I don't want to hear from you again that you've been hacked. There's no excuses now. Take care.